Good afternoon, guys, and happy Wednesday. Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Had to double check again today, guys, to remember what day it was. Guys, I am so tired. I woke up this morning at actually kind of late, but the thing was, I actually got ready. I was in the shower by I think 11:45 maybe last night. I wasn't like in bed, ready for bed very early last night. But like I said, was in the shower I think by like 11:45, which isn't super late. Took a shower and ended up in bed by maybe about 12:30 or so. And I couldn't fall asleep for almost until like just about 2 in the morning. I don't know what it was. I actually took melatonin. I was like, I should fall right to sleep. I felt tired yesterday and stuff like that, and for some reason I just could not. I kept getting more and more frustrated too, because like, you know, you look at the clock and you're like, okay, if I fall asleep right now, like I'll still be able to wake up, you know, at like such and such time, or you know, like maybe at least, you know, I'll get so many hours of sleep or whatever. And I kept getting frustrated every like 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, if I can fall asleep right now, I'll be fine. And I'm like, if I can fall asleep right now, I'll be fine. And I was like, I can't believe it was like by like 1:30, I was like, I can't believe I still can't fall asleep. And then like another 15 minutes goes by. I'm like, I seriously was like getting mad. I was like, why am I not falling asleep? And then like the more and more I'm thinking about it, the more and more it's keeping me awake. And so it was just like a horrible vicious cycle. And like I said, I think by about 2 o'clock I fell asleep. But then I ended up waking up this morning at like 9 o'clock. So it wasn't super early, but I also didn't wake up late, so that was good. But like I said, I got up at like 9 o'clock or something like that. And I have just been so tired all day today, because that is like 7 hours of sleep that I got. So yeah. And then on top of that too, I felt like I just had, maybe because I was tired, just a very unproductive kind of crummy day. I also feel kind of like, I don't know, just off too. I don't know if it's my allergies, because today and tomorrow are supposed to be those 2 warm days that we're supposed to get like in the middle of the week, where it's gonna like be like 60s, and then it's supposed to get cold again and be like 40s to 50s ish, and then it's supposed to get back up to being like in the 60s, I think by next, like about this time next week. I think I saw Thursday and Friday of next week is supposed to be back in the 50s. So we're supposed to have like kind of a just crummy week this week. But yeah, so I don't know, like I said, if it's because it got warm again, if like, you know, and I know that there was a few neighbors outside mowing their lawn today too, and we didn't have our windows open really or anything like that, but you know, I don't really know if that was it, or like I said, if it's just allergies. And then too, though, I noticed, because I told you guys, I noticed this every single time whenever we have really warm weather and then it goes into being really cold again, and it gets like super, like, you know, we have the furnace then going again and the heaters and stuff like that in the house, you know, it winds up getting where it's really like, you know, my allergies I think just kick up again because of that. So when it goes from being really warm to then really cold, that's immediately when I notice it. And I think it's kind of in the opposite sense too, where then it gets warm again, and normally like the allergies, my outside allergies then kind of pick up instead of being like inside allergies. But the only problem is, guys, is that when I get allergies a lot of times, it is not like a runny nose. I get the opposite. I feel like I am so stuffed up that I can't breathe. And so it bothers me to no end that I can't breathe. And like I said, sometimes I'll get a runny nose, but it's not like I'm like sneezing all the time and stuff like that, although I did just sneeze actually when I came into my room. But it's not like that. Like normally it's like I feel like my nose is so stuffed up. And like I felt like then too in the afternoon, like I was like getting a headache, and I felt like it could have been like sinuses and stuff. So yeah, I did not have a very productive day. It was just kind of a crummy day. It was really nice outside, and I would have loved to have gotten to something outside and been like kind of productive, but like I said too, I was just so tired because I felt like no sleep. The good thing is though was that I uploaded this morning, uploaded the vlogs that I edited yesterday, showed you guys my planner and kind of how I've been doing that. Then I only edited 2 vlogs like during the day, and then I was like, you know what, I really think that I can get to like 4 in the afternoon. And like I said, by this time I was just like, it was probably about 7 o'clock or so, and I was just super tired. It was after dinner, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit in my bed, edit another 4 vlogs, and watch like Family Guy or something, because I've been trying to actually watch it from start to finish on Hulu. I've probably watched every single episode, but I've never seen it in order, like, so I don't even really know like what seasons, like, you know, like what happens in what seasons and stuff like that, and you don't really need to know. It's not really that important. But I was like, oh, that makes sense that this happened before that or something, you know, or like, oh, this is actually the first time that I've seen this person since I'm watching it in order, you know. Like, oh, they didn't introduce this character before this point or whatever. So since there's no sports on, and normally that's what I like to edit to, although I mean there's sports on, but it's not really like, you know, anything that's super super interesting right now. Right now it's just mainly reruns of old stuff, and I think I told you guys too, I don't like watching that just because I'm like, well, I already know the outcome. Like, my whole point in like I like watching sports games is that you don't know what's gonna happen. When they're like, hey, we're watching the Lakers, you know, you know, when they win or whatever, you know, the Lakers in the playoffs or something like that from like such and such a year, you're like, oh, they won that year, you know, so you know that was probably a game that they won, you know, and stuff like that. And so like I was watching, even like we were watching, I think, the Marquee Sports Network, and like they show a lot of old games. They were doing that even when the Cubs like spring training was actually going on and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, like this is kind of cool, like to watch an old game here and there and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, so either one of 2 things are going to happen. It's either a big game because A, the Cubs won something important, or B, they ended up, like, somebody on the team did something amazing, like, you know, Sammy Sosa, or, you know, something like that. So it's something that's, like, you know, really important, even if they lost the game, you know, or whatever. But I don't think I've seen so far one game where the team lost, you know. And so it's like, well, I always know the outcome, you know. I don't necessarily know if they're gonna, you know, they could be down 12 runs to nothing and they'll still come back because it's a game that they're supposed to win, or, you know, they're talking about or whatever. You know, games that goes in extra innings and stuff like that. And like I did show like the what's it called, the World Series, like the recent one that they just won. I don't think there was cameras back the last time that the Cubs even won the World Series, so yeah, they wouldn't have been showing that one. And they showed that, like I said, not too long ago, but I was like, yeah, like that'd be fun to rewatch and stuff like that. But I was like, I kind of know like what happened, you know. I think it'd be cool to watch it with a fresh set of eyes though, and know like, but there's not that anticipation, you know, like, oh my gosh, like this is important, like they could go home, they could lose, you know, and stuff like that. Like it's just kind of like you're watching it more to just be like, oh, like, you know, kind of relive the moment sort of thing. But that's like I was saying too, which like watching the other ones, it's cool to relive the moment, but like if you haven't seen those ones, like again, some of the ones that like were from before my time in the early 90s and 80s and stuff like that, my dad was like, oh, I remember this game and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't. You know, so like, but it's like a game that I don't have any connection to, but I watch it and I'm like, okay, but I know they're gonna win, you know, kind of thing. So to me it's not all that interesting. But regardless, guys, I got off on a complete, we're not even talking about the same thing anymore. What I was saying though was that I was editing while I was watching Family Guy, because like I said, that's what I've been kind of doing. And so I did get to the other 4 vlogs. So I edited 6 vlogs for today. I got to laundry again today, which was awesome because Matthew and Jack, I don't know, had all of their bedding needed to be washed. So I ended up washing pretty much that their laundry basket and the bathroom laundry basket's all taken care of, so that's awesome. My parents' laundry basket is the last one to be taken care of, and mine I took care of as well. So then I'm actually caught up with laundry. The dishes right now, the dishwasher, everything in it right now is actually dirty, which is also awesome, because that means that I don't have enough dishes to actually run it, which is like always like where I like to be. That way, if like, you know, I finish cooking something, you know, or after dinner or something like that, we can just load up the dishwasher with whatever remaining dishes and then run it, and then the next morning unload it and then load it back up with the remaining dishes from the night before, and then everything stays in the dishwasher and there's nothing in the sinks, like nothing that needs to be loaded up or anything. So it's how I like to play the dishwashing game, and you know, so there's no dishes sitting out anywhere. Anything that's dirty that isn't yet cleaned from the dishwasher is in the dishwasher waiting to be cleaned. So like I said, that's the way I like the dishes game to go down. But I haven't done that in a while, and so like I just pretty much got caught up, I think the last like 2 days really, since I started using my planner, guys, I was telling you about yesterday. So I got to that. I actually didn't go and check the plants out in the greenhouse. I think they should still be okay tomorrow. Probably water them, or check to see if they need to be watered. I also don't want to overwater them too, you know, so I'll just, like I said, check to see how they are. But that was on my planner list, was to check / water the plants out in the greenhouse. Also had two, I didn't share with you guys yesterday, but I did have 2 chicken breasts that my dad got last weekend whenever he went to the grocery stores on Friday or Saturday or something like that. I had 2 chicken breasts that I needed to freeze to make freezer dinners, so I did that today. I actually just needed to put them in a sandwich bowl freezer bag and throw them out in the freezer and write on there what they were for. Super easy. Did that this morning, and like I said, made that. So they weren't anything too complicated, but I made those 2 freezer dinners. I also ended up making my grocery list because my dad's gonna need to go to the grocery stores tomorrow, to Jewel and Aldi. He was gonna go on Friday because, again, it's supposed to be nice weather tomorrow, so he wants to get some outside work and stuff like that done. But the only problem is they're delivering our cabinets on Friday for the spot I showed you guys in the kitchen, so my dad's not going to be able to go in the morning in case they deliver it in the morning, and he wants to go in the early in the morning because it's when the least amount of people are there, and it's also, that's when we normally go. You just feel like you have the rest of the day when you're not like, oh, I have to go to the grocery store at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you know. When you get your grocery shopping done early, you know, then you can come home, be done with it, and get whatever other projects you need done and stuff like that. So like I said, I finished making that list today. My dad's gonna go tomorrow, and the other thing I wanted to do was clean the bathroom, but by the time I was even really awake to do it, I was still insanely exhausted and tired and didn't want to. And like I said to you guys, now I'm getting a headache and it is bothering me to no end. So I think I'm just really tired. I need to go take a shower, get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.